Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Insyirah binti Baharudin and you can call me Aleeya. My matric number is MC260340878 and I'm from section MC022. So in this slide presentation, I will explain about theoretical approach in subject Pedagogy in Education. In these slides, it contains an introduction about theoretical approach, the behaviorist, cognitive, and the humanistic theory with the advantage and disadvantages and also the conclusion. Before we get into the theories, what is theoretical approach? Theoretical approach is a learning theories that help teachers to provide an effective learning for students. Each learning theories is different because some students need a different ways of learning to get a meaningful learning outcomes. The first theoretical approach is behaviorist theory by B.F. Skinner, Ivan Pavlov, and John Watson. Behaviorist learning theory helps to understand the behavior of an individual. Based on B.F. Skinner, there is two types of application that can be used in classroom. For the first one is reinforcement. For example, a teacher give a reward or a praise for a student who complete their task or who complete their homework. The second one is punishment, which means a penalty for student. For example, who doesn't complete their homework will get an extra homework for the next day or for the next task. So this theory gives an advantage to students and teachers. So it will help teachers and parents in educating. The second one can stimulate student response. It happens in two ways communication in classroom. The third one, the learning process runs smoothly. And the last one, teachers can appreciate every student works. At the same time, this behaviorist theory also gives an disadvantages for students and teachers. For the first one, the individual will begin to depend on stimuli from outside themselves. For example, they will complete their homework because they prevent themselves to get a punishment. The second one is the learning process will take a long time. The third one is this theory emphasizing only one method. And the last one, students do not understand the meaning of discipline because they thinking they need to complete their task or homework because they need to get a praise or a reward, not thinking it was really their responsibility in schools. The second theoretical approach is a cognitive theory by Jean Piaget and Jerome Bruner. Cognitive is the process of knowing, acquiring, organizing, and using knowledge. Based on Jean Piaget, there are 4 different levels in people cognitive. The first one is sensory motor in the age of 0 to 2 years. The second one is the pra-operational in age of 2 until 7 years. The third one is concrete operation in the age of 7 until 11 years. And the last one is formal operation in adolescence to adulthood. According to Jean Piaget, his theory shows how students think and how teachers teach. Teachers can use Jean Piaget theories in classroom. For the first one, in hands-on activity, we can use in subject science, which is students can explore and doing an experiments in topic float and sinks. Teachers can provide a material for students to make the experiments works. For example, rock, pencil, plastic, or a sponge, and they need to put all the materials in the water and discover which material is float and sink. The second one is discovery learning. Teacher also needs to provide a material for student. For example, teachers can provide the different shapes of leaves and student needs to identify what size, the colors of shape of the leaf. This theory gives an advantages and disadvantages for teachers and students. First advantages is development occurs through sequential stage. Jean Piaget had 4 different levels of cognitive according to it. So each level has different type of cognitive level. The second one is children can actively build their understanding of the world because the activity that happens during their age is suitable for their age. The third one is it can understand children cognitive errors because it focusing on one cognitive aspect. On the other hand, this theory also gives and disadvantages for students and teachers. For the first one, it classification of development stage because nowadays some researchers said that this theory and cognitive level is not valid because some students or some kids cognitive level is based on surrounding and their social. The second one is lack of attention to social and cultural influence. So in this theory, it doesn't prioritize the social interaction. The third one is difficulty in objectively measuring a child level of cognitive development. During measuring a child level of cognitive, it can be slightly different because of how the tests are made and what kind of language that can be used. The last theoretical approach is humanistic theory by Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers. These humanistic learning theories tend to encourage individual students to be independent. Based on theory by Abraham Maslow, human needs to understand and accept themselves the best they can. Based on Abraham Maslow's hierarchy chart, it shows that how important the human basic needs. The hierarchy chart also contains a self-actualization, esteem, love, belonging, safety, and physiological. Abraham Maslow's theory can also be used in application in classroom. It can be used in conducive learning. Teachers need to imparting knowledge and addressing the underlying needs that drive student motivation and engagement. The second one in classroom atmosphere, which means teachers need to create a secure classroom surrounding for students. The hierarchy shows that each student individual needs and promoting a sense of belonging and achievement. By addressing each layer of Maslow pyramid in our lesson, it can transform students to engage the content with each other. This humanistic theory can give advantages for students. For the first one, it can understand student needs because Abraham Maslow prioritized student needs based on the hierarchy chart. The second one is learning motivation increase. Based on this theory, Abraham Maslow made the student needs to be fulfilled and it encouraged students to be potential in study. The third one can giving a holistic development for students. This humanistic theory contains emotional, social, and other potential other than academics. Next, it can create a positive learning environment, and lastly, it's easy to understand and apply because there are a hierarchy chart for students and teachers to understand. But it also have a disadvantages for this theory. The first one is lack of strong empirical evidence. The second one, it does not take into account cultural differences because at the same time, family and community needs is also important other than basic student needs. Fourth one, this theoretical approach assumes that all individuals have the same needs. Every student has a different background and motivation in life, so every student does not have the same needs. And the last one, Humanistic theory is difficult to fully apply in classroom because it contains a family factor and economy. In the end, each theory has different understanding and meanings. However, the theories have one common purpose, which is to assist in development and learning of students, also to help teacher in teaching. Teacher plays an important role in ensuring each student to have a meaningful learning experience. Based on each of these learning theories, effective learning can be provided to students. So each learning to be explored by the teachers to apply the learning theory in each different student so they can follow a learning at schools. These are the references that I used in searching and information for this slide presentation. That's all from me, Aleeya Insyirah. Thank you for watching. Bye.